Alright, it's day number 167 of my accountability to myself, and I appreciate everyone actually who watches this. And it's supposed to be day number 168 because I noticed that um, I did 2 days in a row, day 163. But it's whatever. It's this challenge is gonna last one day longer. It's not a big deal. So, but what about today? It's a good question. And also, I've got a pimple here and it pisses me off. All right, the first thing, I woke up. That's something I can say, right? It's already a reason to praise this day because I woke up. And I was bestowed upon 24 hours to invest in myself and to become better. And out of those 24 hours, not 24 yet, 22 hours, 36 minutes today. And out of them, I spent more or less 4 hours to study. But it's not that bad. Why? Because in the morning, I woke up, it was almost 8. It's so ridiculous that lately I wake up so late and I don't like it. So now it's 10:37 p.m. Hopefully I will be able to go to sleep in like 5 minutes, so I'm not gonna be recording this video for ages. And tomorrow I'll wake up at least 7:20, I hope, because it's really horrible to wake up that late. All right. Oh, it seems like even more than 4 hours because I forgot to include my internship, but it's whatever. So, in the morning, I woke up, I spent 10 minutes reading, then 10 minutes reflecting on what I read. And actually, I've got some notes that I'm gonna mention about some later. Then I spent 20 minutes to write five sentences in English, and I realized that if you have a word argument in your sentence and you want to have C1 level of the sentence, you can just say a cogent argument. There's I don't know why am I studying those words, like it basically makes no sense, but it happens somehow. I don't know. Still, it's fine to enrich my vocabulary and hopefully to become articulate one day. All right, then I spent 32 minutes to write 5 sentences in French, but actually I think I wrote more than 5, and I was breaking down one rule, so I think it's fine. It's really nice. I spent half an hour in morning to study. Afterwards, I had my internship assignment. It did not really take that long, a bit less than 40 minutes, so it's fine. And afterwards, I went to the gym, even though I was supposed to study 90 minutes in the morning. And those 90 minutes were supposed to be separately from English, French, and studying book, because I wanted to figure out what's that anti-gravity and how to use it properly. A small snippet, I tried to figure out it for 1 hour 30, and I have not done it today. So, I mean, I have not figured it out, even though I spent 1 hour 30. So I went to the gym, and it was so weird because I trained my back, but I feel like my arms are about to die. My biceps has never been that sore. I didn't even train my biceps. I trained my back. Like, obviously, when you train your back, you have some tension in your biceps, but not to that extent as I did have. Because now, literally, like every time when I move my arm, I feel that it hurts a lot. And it's so weird because tomorrow I'm supposed to train my arms. Great. So then I returned home. I had my breakfast, and I realized one thing. In what moment everything goes wrong during my day. exactly in the moment when I overstimulate myself with cheap hits of dopamine. What do I mean by that? Every time when I go to the gym and when I listen to music for like 2 hours, I return home, I have my breakfast. When you are eating, this process of consuming your food is already dopamine. And when in addition you have something like watching video, you overstimulate yourself. And so after that, it's so hard to start studying or doing something that brings you less dopamine because you already overstimulated yourself. And it's gonna take a while till this level drops and you feel fine. So, first, I should not listen that much to music. Second, I should not watch videos while eating. It's so hard. I think it's nearly impossible because first, it's a habit that I've got. Second, I always see this as an opportunity to watch something some entertainment content. Um, because I cannot really indulge myself with that content when I'm supposed to study or something like that. But the problem is that even though I say indulge myself with entertainment content while having my breakfast, afterwards I cannot really focus on studies. I keep procrastinating because my dopamine level is too high. So I need to fix that, and I hope tomorrow I will try to have my breakfast without any videos, any music, just me and my food. Yes, another thing. Oh yeah, yesterday I mentioned 4 albums were be supposed to be dropped today, and what did I say? Yeah, 4 albums were supposed to be dropped today. I'm not sure that it's correct in terms of grammar, but who cares? So the problem is that Kanye West didn't drop his album. Album that dropped Chief Keef, I didn't like. Album that dropped Central C, I didn't like. And I didn't really care about none of those albums. It's just an accident that I decided to listen to them. And the one that I cared about, Yeats' album, it didn't meet my expectations. It was really bad. So I don't really have some kind of insatiable desire to listen to music. So I must be okay with that tomorrow. And also I agreed to train with my friend tomorrow in the gym. So I'm not gonna be listening to music most likely. Maybe only on my way home. Probably, I'm not sure. I will see. But I will try to restrain myself from those dopamine hits because I remembered that I actually was able to study for 7 to 9 hours a day. Literally, I didn't do anything but study. Like, I was eating, I could go to the gym, period. Rest of the time, I just study. It's crazy. I don't need to necessarily study, but I've got a lot of information to work with. I need to clean my brain. You can see some stuff on my whiteboard there. I need also to work with that. So I need to build my structure to return that capacity that I can work on. Because nowadays my brain is messed up a little. Everything in my brain is messed up a little. And low-key, I don't feel that I'm doing something that, brings me a lot of value. Or I just don't see the final result that is gonna bear fruit. And that's the problem. Because it means I'm just randomly flowing. I'm not controlling fully this process. All right, interesting thing. I spent 40 minutes. So yeah, when I returned from the gym, I had my breakfast. And then I spent 1 hour 30 minutes studying about anti-gravity. I wanted to create a bot that is gonna trade me, but it turned out that I have no idea how to use this anti-gravity. And even if I create a bot, it's not gonna be that good because then I realized I can also create some bots in Telegram. And so tomorrow I just need to figure out all that stuff. So tomorrow in the morning I'm gonna spend 1 hour 30 minutes trying to figure out that stuff, because actually I remembered about this rule that you every morning non-negotiably you spend 90 minutes working on something. Normally it's supposed to be the same thing that you're working on, not like randomly like one day. Like the simplest example, for example, in terms of languages, it means you need for like 3 months every morning spend 1 hour 30 minutes studying English, not one day Chinese, another Spanish, third Dutch, third Italian language, and so on. It's not gonna give you a result. But if you study the same language every morning for 1 hour 30 for 3 months, it's gonna give you really a good result. And it works in any field. So I don't want to jump from one field to another one, but now I just want to clean up my mind, because as I mentioned, a lot of stuff also that I wanted to get done that I saved in list to watch later, or I saved for a better moment to work with that information, and now I wanted to go through all that stuff, most of that stuff, and understand what can I work with and what I can't work with. Because for example, I've been thinking about this anti-gravity for like a couple of weeks, and it turned out that it might be not something that I should be working with, because ideally you need to be able to program. You need to understand how to how programming works, right? I've never had any insights into this, and I'm not gonna start studying this. It makes no sense. I don't see any value for myself from that field. Yeah, it's just not related to what I'm gonna do in this life. All right, then, interesting thing, I spent 40 minutes studying Arabic. Why? Because I want to learn alphabet and I want to be able to read. It's important for me. Probably I'm gonna explain why when I finish learning this alphabet. Actually, I tried to do that a year ago. I learned half of the alphabet, but I abandoned. Hopefully this time I'm not gonna abandon today. I think it's amazing. I have no idea what does mean, none of those words, but apparently I can read them. Let me try. So for example, oh, oh yeah, amartum, amartum, probably. Marartum, amartum, marartum, muri, muritum. I don't think it's gonna sound like that. Marartu. All right, let's try another word. How it's Zaitaini. This one is supposed Zaitaini. Damn, it's so hard. I my knee. This one, I my knee. All right, last one. I need to try last one. So I don't know. Let's try this one. It's like murirtu. Oh, I already tried this one. All right, this one. Zamzam. Yeah, it's Zamzam. All right, I think it doesn't really matter. I was trying so hard. It's actually a bit hard to remember how to read everything, but I think I just, need more practice a little. And it's gonna be fine. I'm pretty sure that I can learn this alphabet in 1 week. Yes. And so in evening also I spent 30 minutes studying English, which is also fine. And that's it. Apparently that's it. So for today, that was my things that I was supposed to get done today. And the lines that I checked, that's what I executed. So there are a couple of things that I have not done, but still it's fine, because most important stuff that I wanted to get done, I did. So I think it's fine. How my day will be tomorrow, I don't know, but I will try to do my best. So the last thing I just want to mention about that I put down in my notes after reading the book is, it's the book is called Secret, and I think it's about law of attraction. So what does it mean? Our thoughts attract everything that happens to us in life. We can think of ourselves as magnets, like attracts like. What you think about is what eventually happens in your life. Why it works this way? Because it directly affects yourself. For example, if you're talking about your attention, if you think about business on the way how to make money, you're gonna be noticing those opportunities where, like, how you could potentially benefit from some kind of situations, from some kind of opportunities. You're gonna notice them around. But if you always think about problems, you will be always noticing obstacles. And the problem is that there's a lot of things that going on around you. And only you decide with your brain what do you want to notice. Depending on your thoughts, you notice something is supposed to be noticed primarily in your brain. And that's why your thoughts, low-key, are important to that extent. So then about your behavior, when you are saying, for example, I'm disciplined, you train and you improve. When you say you are tired, you just keep training and you stagnate. It's also about standards. It's about what you accept, what you tolerate, and what you aim for. Everything depends on your thoughts. And of course, identity loop. Thought, action, result, reinforced belief. If you associate yourself with someone who's going to the gym, then with someone who trains, then you actually go to the gym, you get results, and your identity is reinforced. Like, it strengthens basically. So your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions create reality. It does not work the way like, oh, I'm gonna think about money and money are gonna magically appear in my life. No. But if you're gonna think constantly about money, you're gonna be noticing more opportunities how you could earn them. And it's sooner or later, but it's gonna work out. And the idea is that most of the people are worried with some problems and they don't notice anything around, anything positive around, anything that could bring them profits because they're so focused on something negative. And then this negative happens and they just, keep this cycle. Thinking about negative happens, they experience negative feeling, and the cycle continues. So it's very important what you keep in your mind and how you find situations that happen to you in this life. Because the same person who, for example, takes a stage for the first time and provides not at the best performance might think in two ways. First, oh, all right, I can improve this and this and that. And it's actually nice because next time I will be able to avoid those mistakes and my pitch will be better. Another person might say, oh, it's so scary, I will never do this again. I'm scared of this, of this, of this. I don't wanna experience it anymore. So what you're focused on defines how you're acting upon that, which is crucial, which defines who you are in this life. So, interesting thing. Tomorrow I'm gonna keep reading the book. And it's interesting because I started reading another book, even though I have not finished this one. I have about 70-80 pages left. But the book I started reading, it was recommended to me by the guy who I got to know a couple of days ago in the gym, who I already mentioned about him the other days, that it's so interesting to have a conversation with him. He knows a lot. We talked for 2 hours, right? And it's second person who I know in Belgium, with who I wouldn't mind to spend time talking, and no matter how long it's gonna take, 1 hour, 2, 3, 5, I think it's worth it. Definitely, it's worth it. So I think that's it. Why I don't understand how I've been talking for 23 minutes. I have not said anything, all right? So I definitely need to go to bed because tomorrow another day, new opportunities, new 24 hours. And an ability to become better, which I need to use. All right, without being said, see you in the next one.